Welcome back to Killer Fun, where we explore the intersection of crime and entertainment every other week. I'm Christy, and today I have the bonus episode for Sneering Sexily, our episode all about the 1980s Western Young Guns. But before we get to that, I just want to let you know that we're thinking about all of our listeners. We're thinking about our whole world as we traverse this really unusual time. And we would love for you to reach out to us. If you're at home and a little frustrated, we'd love to hear from you. Or if you're happy, if you have a joy you want to share, we'd love to hear that too. You can find us on Facebook, Killer Fun Podcast, exploring the intersection of crime and entertainment. You can find us on Twitter at Killer Fun Pod. Or you can send us an email at killerfunpodcast@gmail.com. Every time we get a message from any of you, we absolutely read it and I respond to it. So if you're feeling down and want an encouraging word, send us a message and connect with us. But today I have some flubs, some conversation about the Mighty Ducks, how Fruit Ranch seems like strange terminology, McSween probably didn't die by a Gatling gun, and a little talk about Lego Batman. So enjoy. I mean, he was in like all the teen angsty movies. Then he went on to the 90s and did the whole Mighty Ducks franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Which they're bringing back on Disney Plus.
Oh, interesting.
They're doing like a series.
Wait, like a new, like they're...
Uh-huh.
Is that wise? I mean, they just launched. They don't want to fail that quickly, right?
A lot of people enough people love the Mighty Ducks that they made 3 movies.
Well, that's fair. I did like Mighty Ducks. I thought it was just kind of funny and just kind of easy watching.
I don't really care about sports movies. And so it was kind of like, there's only so many things you can do with a sports movie that are like new and different. And usually they're pretty formulaic, even ones based on true stories.
You're not wrong. It's true. Although I would say that like sports movies particularly have for some reason become massive milestones in my life.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm sporty. My husband says this all the time. Why are you so sporty? Because I don't look sporty anymore because I don't play sports. But then he forgets and then we do something sporty and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot you're like sporty. Oh, yeah. So I kind of like sports movies. I am like my daddy in that respect. Yeah. But I enjoy the challenge, the narrative on resilience that they all have. Yeah. And a sports movie changed my parenting world. It was, people ask me, what is the best parenting resource? And I'm like, the movie Miracle.
Oh.
Yeah, the one about hockey.
Uh-huh.
That's the one.
Really?
Changed my world.
Huh.
Changed my world.
That's fascinating.
So I kind of do like sports movies. Okay. So maybe Mighty Ducks just kind of slipped in there with that resilience. Yeah. And kids are funny.
Yeah, and kids are funny. That's true. Chavez moved to California, changed his name, and got work on a fruit ranch, which I thought was an interesting way to refer to it.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I have family that had a ranch like when my mom was a kid, and they grew grapes in Northern California, up in Sonoma wine country. And they called it the ranch, but they never called it the fruit ranch.
It is a little strange.
It's even from somebody whose family had a quote unquote fruit ranch at one point.
I guess, I don't know. Maybe they were just trying to bookend it a bit.
I guess. Or maybe just to like clarify that it wasn't a cattle ranch. It was a fruit ranch. I guess. I don't know. I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I've had to pee for like 20 minutes.
It amps up the adrenaline, though.
McSween did die in the Lincoln County War, but probably not by a Gatling gun.
Yeah, well, that really surprised me.
So I went and looked, and the Gatling gun was a thing at this time, because I was like, really?
Yeah, it was really original. It was very...
Yeah, it was made for a very dramatic scene, and they really did, have the gun on wheels that they cranked by hand that shot.
Yeah, that was like overkill.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You brought a Gatling gun to a house?
Yeah, with 7 people in it?
I mean, come on. But whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And then they just kept rotating it. The guy had been shot like 20
well, he
times.
was still standing.
Yeah, let's talk about that reality too. But okay.
Suspend your disbelief in the middle of the gun battle.
Yes.
Susan McSween did become a cattlewoman in New Mexico.
How about that?
Yeah, she was at one point called the Cattle Queen of New Mexico. Yeah, so after her husband's murder, she did go on to great things. So the first is revenge is predominantly emotional, and revenge is primarily rational. Oh, nope, said that wrong. I like Lego Batman.
Okay, now that was hysterical.
Yeah.
That was really funny. The Lego movie,
would you like
Batman.
some Lobster Thermidor?
The whole movie was so funny.
It was so funny.
Not a superhero movie, though.
No.
Definitely a Lego movie.
Yes, it was definitely a Lego movie. We went and saw it in, here's a little tangent for you. We went and saw it in Alamo Drafthouse.
Uh-huh.
And they have the little funny, preview things that they do that are specific to the movie, and it was all cooking shows teaching you how to cook lobster thermidor and app blasters.
I love that little draft house.
Delightful.
Yeah, their preview show is absolutely delightful.
Yeah. And well, we're so glad that you joined us today. And again, we're hoping that you're doing just great. We hope that you'll join us next time for our very first remote recording where we were in different places. Normally, Jackie and I record together, but we weren't able to do that. We're trying to be mindful of our quarantine. But next time we are going to talk about season 2, episode 1 of The Handmaid's Tale. We're going to start a little series that won't be consecutive, but is nevertheless going to be a series. So we've already talked about the pilot episode of The Handmaid's Tale, and we're going to talk about the first episode of each season in preparation for the first episode of season 4, which should come out at some point this year. Join us next time for that. And thank you for listening. And we'll be back with you next week.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Da, da, da.